So welcome, guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome, Andre, as well.
Hello, hello.
So we are here today, as usual, for this week to comment on the third night of Sanremo, last night, that actually saw the other 14 competing artists performing for the second time their songs. We saw a lot of things. We saw a lot of things happening. We saw the partial top five of the night that was composed after the voting of the radio jury and the televote. 50% radio jury, 50% televote. So, Andre, what did you think about the night? For me, honestly, it was the weakest night between the two, between night two and night three, because of course all the most important, or at least the favorites by the public, most of all, also by the press, were in semi one, let's call it semi,
Yeah.
in night two. But this night also there were some outstanding performances, and we have a new top five, or at least a partial new top five. What do you think?
Yeah, so as you said, the majority of the favorites were in this first semifinal, right? You had Fedez, you had Georgia, you had Kristiki, you had basically all the favorites, but like one or two in the first semi. I even had Achille Lauro. And in the second night, like in the third night, now we had as the clear like favorite to win in Oli, who was put in the middle of the running order in the slot that is usually considered the best for songs to perform in at Sanremo, which is right in the middle. So uh, expectedly, he came in the top five in the end, and that was pretty much predictable. Yeah, he had quite a good performance in the third night, but I've already seen some people starting to say if they really enjoy Ollie, if it's really a good song or not. There's a lot of debate around it, but what I liked about the last night is that it gave like some other songs that didn't get the spotlight. They gave those songs a little bit of spotlight by letting them come into the top five for the third night. For example, Cose, Gabbani, especially these two songs. I'd have to say I was happy to see them in the top five.
Yes, actually, quite some surprises, I would say, for the top five. I was not expecting Francesco to pull a top
Same.
five. I know he is really popular, he's really famous, but he usually tends to bring to Sanremo some more impactful songs. Also, right now that we have the data on the streams on Spotify and Amazon Music, but most of all Spotify, because many people are, or at least in Italy, prefer to use Spotify rather than Amazon Music or Apple Music
Yeah.
or YouTube in general. We have also a clear definition of who are the winners, or at least the favorites by the televote for the televote, or at least for that portion of the televote that seems to vote the most. That is, of course, the more younger part
Yeah.
of the audience. Also, in the different press conferences that are happening and we are following, of course, during
Mhm.
these days, it happens. It is almost quite clear that the biggest portion of the audience that watches the festival this year, but also it was obvious also last year, it is the people between actually zero, I would say. So really youngsters or children, and until 35 or 40 years of age. So the youngest portion, or at least the young adults and teenagers,
Yeah.
this year are watching more the festival, and this doesn't have to come as a shock. I mean, the festival is younger than ever before. I think that with Amadeus it was the youngest festivals, I would
Yeah.
say.
He
This
made
year
it really for young people. Yeah.
he made it for like everybody. He made it friendly for everybody to
Mhm.
watch. So I would say that also the streams are more an indication of what it can happen with the televote, and also with the radio jury. I would not disregard that. But yeah, I mean, this year is really. I would say that after yesterday night, this year is quite open. Uh, if on the first night I was really preoccupied about complete, I don't know, 100% vote towards Simone. Right now, I'm more like, okay, this is an open year. Everything can still happen. We have clear televote winner. We have clear press winners. Radio, I still didn't understand how the don't understand how the radio works, how the radio jury vote. I
Yeah.
think that sometimes it is more with the press, sometimes it's more with
Mm.
with the public. But yeah, about last night, of course, Ollie was a standout. It was in the middle of the competition. Somebody says that his manager Marta Donat, is also the manager of Argentina, Maneskin, Marco Mengoni, influenced a little bit the production of the night to put it at to put Ollie in the middle of the night so everybody could watch his performance and
And
vote him.
actually, the biggest amount of viewers wasn't even during Oli's
Exactly.
performance. It was during Massimo Ranieri. So take that, Oli.
Yes. Exactly. So, of course, it was a standout. For me, the song doesn't still click on me. Like, I like it. I like the production. I like the melody. But what else? I mean, it's a clear winner for the televote because of the fandom behind the song. But I mean, seeing the streams, seeing how the people are also reacting to the songs in general, I think that the general public is really, I don't know, following a kind of narrative behind not only but Fedez. I think that Fedez topped the televote on night two and might well win the televote on Saturday. I have this kind of idea. I don't know why, but I think that he's stronger than Ollie with his fandom, plus the people that are, captivated by the narrative that he has created in the last year. No, last month. Well, last year, of course, but last month,
Yes,
pretty much
last few months, yeah.
around him. So I'm really, really, really thinking that Fedez might win the televote. And actually, today the streams for Holly saw quite of a like they diminished a lot. They
Mm.
saw quite of a fall, if we can if we can talk about fall, like 300,000 or more or less, whereas Fedez remained a little bit more stable, and Georgia remained apparently really stable
Yeah.
at fourth position. This is a shock for me, like seeing Georgia really streamed and really follow like 2 days over 1 million streams is extremely good and a good indication for her. Kristiki remains really low, of course, but of course we may imagine it with a younger audience. So what I think is that the fact that Simone was pretty much said by everybody as the winner of the televote might well be just, I don't know, too early to say. So I mean, I see it. I see it as a great indication. Ollie Neil Hera says, of course, Ollie didn't perform on Tuesday though. I agree. Fedez may win the televote. So it's Wednesday, she says. Yeah. So yes, like Fedez performed yesterday night. So maybe that influenced also the streams uh, of
Yes,
the.
maybe tomorrow we'll see, like, for example, Oli going number one again. It could.
I mean, it can well happen, but I think that the majority of the streams were done before before the counting of the streams that were there was at least this morning. So I mean, Fedez performed quite late yesterday, no, 2 nights ago. So I don't know. I think that the moment in the streams is pretty average, like other years. I think that still Fedez is the most captivating performance. And I think that in with Eurovision optics, both Fedez and Oli would not be bad, but I think that Fedez might have that plus that we need at Eurovision. If we just take into consideration the song and the engagement with the public, I think that the production in Fedez song is like amazing, and I'm really shocked that I am praising Fedez, honestly.
Yeah, same.
Uh,
I would never expect myself to like a Fedez song either.
yeah, exactly. Like it's the one of the few songs that I am listening currently right now. I'm listening to Fedez, I'm listening to Georgia, I'm listening to Elodie, but it's my favorite, like my personal favorite. I'm listening to something clicked with me yesterday. I don't know. And I love Iramas right now song. I don't know why. It's usually the usual ballad, but it
Mhm.
clicked on me. I'm loving Cuoricini. Really, really happy that last night it came top five. I think it was like
Yeah,
fifth or
same.
fourth maximum.
I
So
think personally, from what I see, like the radios are really, really pushing Cuoricini. So I think last night Cuoricini might have been like first or second for the radio and had like a decent televote.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
fourth,
Like today, I
maybe
think that Cuoricini
maximum
is like
third.
first in the radios and on TikTok. Apparently, the most used song is by Georgia. I don't know why.
I
Maybe
don't know for which TikToks you would what you would
I
use
really don't
Georgia
know.
stuff.
I just
But
saw that it was the most used on TikTok. But I mean, I think that everything is still really open. I don't know what you think.
yeah, for example, if you remember last year, we saw like Gali having a sneak into the top five somehow, like having this really big momentum towards the finals. I think those things are still possible. I would definitely think the like Kristiki is kind of slowly digging his own grave and really losing momentum. And it will be on the fandoms of Fedez, Oli, and so on to actually gather a lot of the televote. I really don't see the radios either standing together with Kristiki. It's really not a song you could just put on the radio when you want. It's not even a streamable song. So I would say Kristiki's chances have been like loosened quite a bit, and I think right now it's almost surely between Georgia, Oli, Fedez, and
I
maybe
have to
some
say that
wildcards.
for me, it's between these three. Plus, I would put also Achille in the mix because you never know what happens to him. I think, by the way, that the biggest fandoms at all by far is from Fedez and Oli. Of course, not disregarding Irama, but the streams are speaking quite clearly about him. He's last year and in 2022, Irama was like in the top five of the streams. This year is not even close. So I really don't see him. I honestly don't see Irama in the top five, final top five on Saturday. I have to say that for me right now, it's quite clear that we will have Fedez, Oli, Achille, Georgia,
And
and
Kristiki.
Kristiki. So these five are the possible top five. If not, I also would say, I don't know, Lucio Corsi, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, if we have to put some wild cards, I would say like Lucio Corsi, maybe Cose do like a miracle run and have like a good
If
radio
Tomakase
score.
makes a miracle, of course. But Lucio was present both in the top five and in the top
Yeah, of course.
five of the press and in the top five of the televote. The thing is that in a whole night, like in a final in which there are 29 songs, I don't think that Lucio Corsi will be top five in the televote
That's a good point.
because the televote is already stacked. You will be maybe sixth, seventh, eighth. I don't see him becoming top five in a 29 songs final. I see Georgia being in the top five of the televote. Honestly, I see it coming. Maybe fourth, maybe third, maybe fifth. I don't know. I see Kristiki being even lower top bottom top five. I mean, I really think Kristiki will captivate the televote of the older portion of the audience. And in that case, it might well be I might be well wrong and saying that Kristiki might be also sixth or seven with the televote. I just think that is not a captivating song. Like it makes you emotional, yeah, on the first time you see it, but after three times, is it convincing enough to be third or second with a televote? I don't think so, honestly. I don't see it. Maybe it's I don't know. I don't
Especially
see
with
a
so many especially with so many like big fandoms being present.
exactly. You mean I mean I don't see like a tsunami of votes for him as it could have happened with other people. Like in the past, we have Joliet, of course, another story. But
Yeah.
I don't see a tsunami of votes for him, and I see other people voting for other people. Like I don't see Kristiki winning the televote, honestly.
Yeah. He would be like up there, but surely with all these fandoms, it would be really
Neil
hard to top.
says how Kristiki did in 2019. I don't remember. Let me search real quick
I think
because it
he
was
placed like lower top 10 overall, something like
yeah, he
that.
placed the lower top 10. Let me
I
see.
don't remember.
Sanremo 2019. Sì. But in the meantime, if you want to talk about other contestants from
Yeah.
yesterday night,
Yeah, so some other performances I kind of like, and I think they really went under the radar was Joan Thiele. I saw that in general the Eurovision fandom was really keen on two particular songs, Joan Thiele and Gaia song. For Joan Thiele, I really, really agree because if the press is really pushing all these singer-songwriters like Brunori, like Cristicchi, and so on, why not push Joan Thiele as well, who has a kind of a masterpiece in her hands there with that song with Echo, which I think was greatly performed. She's great on stage. She has great camera presence, but the press just doesn't seem to like it, and even the radios or the televote really recognized it. And Gaia is just like the perfect song that caters to the Eurofan taste, sort of. And yeah, no, there are, like just like Swedes, Italians don't really get girl bobs. They just can't. It's what was the last time that Italy sent a girl bob? Because I don't want to say La Noia is a girl bob. So what was the last time actually? Uh,
never.
Never.
I think
Do you
never.
consider that maybe Nina Zilli? Not really.
I don't know.
Nah.
So let me see. Last year, televoting the
Like,
last night,
mhm.
2019. 2019 Cristicchi.
Yeah, he was like around top 10 or something, but
It
I don't
was
think
fifth. It was fifth
fifth.
with the
What?
televote. It was fifth in the televote. It was uh, it was fifth in the televote, fourth with the Sala Stampa, 13 with the Giuria d'Onore. That year we had Giuria d'Onore,
Hmm.
and that's it. Yeah, it was fifth overall.
But
So
that's kind of
maybe.
scary, considering his song now is like way more emotional. So maybe he could do better than fifth place in the televote now.
Mhm. La Joe says Cristicchi will win Premio della Critica, yeah, Critics Award. The real battle is between Georgia and Ollie. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. Georgia, I can see definitely top 3 or 4. Honestly, I would like her to win, if I have to be honest. But if I have to think about other people winning, is between Fedez and Ollie for me. With Ollie being my like fourth, fifth, honestly.
Mm. Seems kind of makes sense, yeah. But also like the thing of will the Sanremo winner actually accept to go to Eurovision? Like Simone Cristicchi, for example, said something like he wouldn't have been in his he wouldn't have been comfortable, for example, participating in Amadeus's Sanremo's, right? Would he be comfortable participating in Eurovision? What if he wins and refuses?
Exactly, it's the same thing that I thought. Like, if you are not comfortable in participating in Amadeus Sanremo, that is the most Eurovision thing that we ever had in Italy,
Yeah.
apart from Eurovision 2022. I don't see him wanting to participate in something like that.
Mm.
But honestly, for we know that Sanremo is pretty much right now, as it stands right now, it's something that works, let's say, for the majors, the discographic majors. So of course, for them, it would be great for an artist, for their artists to participate in
Yeah.
Eurovision. Um, Georgia will win the press and radio. I feel I actually can see this. Like, I mean, after everything that Kristiki said, after losing a little bit of momentum in this week, I see the press really staying behind Georgia. If we don't have, for example, in the top five, in the final top five, we don't have Brunori that won the press. Let's say it was first when the press listened to the first songs back in 20 back in December or January. I don't remember January.
Mhm. Yeah, January.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that the press will be. really behind Georgia.
Hopefully,
Because
yeah.
after tonight, that apparently after the rehearsals for tonight's cover, let's remember that Georgia will participate in tonight's cover night with Annalisa, and they will sing Skyfall by Adele. The press said only positive stuff about them. They said that the Ariston was completely blew up by them, whereas they were a little bit criticizing Ollie and Kristiki. So I don't know. But anyways, let's go. For me, Georgia's song is perfect to win Festival di Sanremo, but maybe Ollie and Fedez songs are more for Eurovision. Honestly, I kind of agree and kind not. I think that
Yes.
I mean a ballad, if it's a good ballad, is good in Eurovision. We never tried with a female ballad, so we will
Did we?
never know. Or at least
Oh, we didn't.
in the last 14 years, never.
Yeah, never actually. What?
Like
I thought we had
if
some.
you know, if we can consider Francesca Michielin a ballad,
I don't think
yeah,
that's a ballad.
it was a ballad, but it was not a power ballad. It was a pop ballad. So.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be a
Um,
kind of a first.
It will be amazing if she won again after 30 years. I mean, they are not using this narrative. Honestly, Georgia should actually a little bit push on that. Like, if she wants to win, something that she's a really humble person. She has always been a really humble artist, like a really normal woman. She was never like affected by fame, I would say, and something like that. She was like, yeah, I would like a youngster to win. I would like a youngster to go to Eurovision. But anyways, thank you if you vote for me. I mean, she's really, really humble. So if she wants to captivate more audience, she should use that kind of rhetoric. Like, I won 30 years ago. I have a good song.
Yeah.
I am doing it perfectly. Like there are no absolutely there are no differences between the studio cut and the live performance. I never listened some differences between the like I think that the live performance with the orchestra in this case elevates the song. um but yeah, like she needs to use this kind of rhetoric if she wants to win. I mean, Neil says Georgia to go for jury, whereas Fedez to go for televote. Yeah, Ollie is the balance. I don't think Ollie will be
Mm.
really good neither with the telephone nor with the juries.
Yeah,
I
I don't
think,
think Ollie will hit like almost at all at Eurovision. Like lower top 10, sure, but more than that,
yeah,
no.
honestly, I would see him eighth or ninth, but he
Mm.
has a good management behind, and this is really important. But I mean, it's not captivating. The song is not captivating for the foreign audience. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. Who is favorite to win cover night? My picks are Lucio Corsi and Georgia with Annalisa. The favorites right now, I think they are Georgia and Annalisa. Simone Cristicchi, because of course he thinks something really emotional with great lyrics with his wife. Please, dammi una lametta che mi taglio le vene. This is for only my Italian followers. And Ollie with a song by De André, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, I'm
or De
pretty sure.
Gregori, no, De André.
No,
And then,
Pescatore.
uh,
Yeah. Okay.
Achille with Elodie.
Yeah, I think, but I also think Lucio Corsi could win
Yeah,
like not win. I think
no
Skyfall by Georgia and
win.
Annalisa will win.
I
I think
think they
second
have it.
place, yeah, Georgia has it, but
The problem is that I don't want them to win tonight because usually who wins covers night doesn't win. Like be second,
okay, then
honestly.
Topo Gigio all the way. Topo Gigio all the way.
Yes. But anyways, this guys was our reaction, our comments. What is your comment? What is your opinion? Leave us a comment down below here after the end of the live. We are always happy to have you here and to share your opinion. Thank you, Andrei, so much for being with me all these days. And we are gonna see each other not tomorrow because tomorrow is like we would not have anything to comment because tonight is covers night, is mostly for Italians, I would say. But we are gonna be back with the grand final on Saturday night. So, baci, and we see each other on Saturday. Ciao.
Bye bye.